Oh, well, I used to live here for about 20 years, and then in 2009, I moved to New Jersey and continued to listen to Unity online. I just love this church, loves listening to Sue's messages, and so I continued listening to it out there for years, and just recently came back to Springfield. So it's on my mind right away to connect again. Came in and talked with Sue, and it's good to be back home. That's wow. I'm a pretty open book. Sometimes maybe too much. They might not know. Well, I feel like I was drawn back here deeply internally on a spiritual path. I just knew that I wanted to come to Unity again, and that is, I left Springfield, I left New Jersey, and not attending a church back there. Tried several, and nothing felt really good. So I listened to Unity online and read books. Once I got back here, the draw, the internal, the spiritual path, that's where I'm at now. So I live every day, live in the present moment, and I don't know what tomorrow brings. Well, initially, I grew up in Kansas City, and I lived very close to Lee's Summit, and I wanted to go to the Unity Church up there in Lee's Summit, but I was shy, bashful. I knew no one that went there, but I used to go there and walk on the grounds. And I wanted to go there. I grew up there, and I was always drawn to go there, but I was scared to. So when I got down here, and a couple of my friends, a longtime member was Claudia, and another couple of other friends, and they came to Unity, and so that's how I started. But Sue was open arms, and they're just so joyous, and the joy and the happiness, and that's why I kept coming and listening online, because of her, the warmth that the glow, the acceptance that she puts out. Just, I love her messages. Love, it's love. It's all about love. I used to dream, just talk out loud about, why don't we just all have a big house church of love across the world, just all things, love and acceptance. And that's what I feel here. Just open, open to everyone and love. That's why we're here. Oh, I attended one of Sue's class years ago, before 2009, and it was manifesting your dreams, your wishes. And during the class, she had us fill out a bogus check and just put it away. And my manifestation came through. And when it did, it was so needed. It was a financial situation, and it happened. And I love it. Over and over. And then I attended another church on one Sunday, and I believe that's where she gave everybody a pearl, a white pearl. I believe it was in church that day, but I still have it, and that's been many, many years ago. So I just recently did the same thing. I took a note and filled out something that I desire and tucked it away, and hoping that one day I'll pull it out and it will or will have already happened. That's what I love about the messages here in this church, the Unity mindset. Oh, wow. So many of us have grown up, I believe, with anger and not enough love for ourselves, and learning to love ourselves so that we can love everyone else too. And that's what I'm working on, is learning the things that were put in me as a child and in society, overcoming those barriers to just finally loving myself and loving and accepting everyone, everything that's on this earth, that loving energy of, I love nature, being outside, all the living, the energy of the creations here. So I know a book that I read, and it's stayed with me forever, was Mother Teresa. And I picked the book up at a huge library sale, and reading that book, I related to something that in my mind that had never happened. She lived her life for God, among all the diseases and everything else that it was just acceptance of part of life. And she had no fear of that because her life would go on. And I never understood that concept until I read her book. And so that was probably the beginning of me looking at things differently than what I grew up in, believing in the church. It's called the Church of God, but it was just all the dogma. You do it this way, this way, this way only, and there's only one way. That's our way. So that was the beginning of opening my mind to something that I always knew, I felt even when I was a child. I used to ask my dad questions about the church that we went to. He didn't like it when I asked, because they condemned people right there in the Sunday services. Till a couple of women walked out, and I wanted to understand that better, and my dad could not explain that to me. So I started questioning religion very early. If I was younger and had listened to my inner voice, my gut, I feel like I would have gone into, I don't know how, where, but into ministry somehow. Instead, I became a social worker. So I was taking care of people. Anyway, it's the Unity prayer. I've always had that with me. I've got it in my car above the visor. And I see that all the time. If I'm not here, I say that prayer too.